As a formidable storm bears down on Turkey, meteorological authorities have issued warning urging citizens to take mandate precautions. The implemented tempest, characterized by intense wind and heavy rainfall, is expected to sweep across the various regions, posing potential risk to public safety and infrastructure. The Turkish Meteorological Service has classified the approaching weather system as a severe storm, emphasizing the need of highlighting average preparedness. The storm is served by a coverage of atmospheric factors, approached by impact of the westward country, with the coastal areas facing the most of force. Residents along the western and southern coasts, including major cities like Istanbul and Izmir, are advised to secure loose objects, refuse windows and doors and avoid unnecessary travel during the peak of the storm. Authorities have also issued a maritime warning urging fishermen and sailors to stay ashore until the weather conditions improve. Emergency service and the local municipalities are on high alert, mobilizing resources and respond swiftly on any incidents or emergency and may arise. As the storm approached, Turkish across the country are hearing the warning taking ministry precautions are hoping for the best day they face the challenges presented by nature unpredictable facing. The coming days will undoubtedly test the resilience and creativeness of the Turkish people and to make the impact of this powerful storm. In the dramatic dream of the rain Turkey finding itself in the brink of an invisible storm, as nature unleashed its full force across the nation. The storm, which will begin intensify over the past few days, has prompted our authority to issue warning and take precautionary the Turkish Meteorological Service has classified the storm as severe weather event, with the strong winds, heavy rainfall, and potential flooding expected in the region. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable, with the storm surge posing a significant threat in low-lying areas. Cities along the Irigan and Mediterranean coast, including Istanbul, Izmir, and Antalya, are on high alert as the storm trajectory suggests with the swept across this densely populated area. Residents have been advised to secure loose objects, reinforce windows and doors, and possible evacuate to safer locations. Evacuations plans are in place from vulnerable areas from the shelters have been properly to accommodate those in aviation refuge. Transportation infrastructure is expected to be significantly impacted with the reduction in interstate across all the railways and air travel. Plane cancellation and delays are likely prompted traveling to check with the respective airlines for updates. Additional power outage in the concerns and utility companies are working to preliminary address and potential issue. The Turkish government has activated the crisis management team to coordinate response force to both local presidents has urged unity and resilience, emphasizing the importance of solidarity in the face of natural disaster. He stated, "Our priority is the safety and well-being of our citizens. Let us stand together. The weather in the storm is our nation. International aid and support mechanism will now stand with neighboring countries and international organizations offering assistance if needed. Turkey, as a country accustomed to a diverse range of weather patterns, is drawn for its experience minimize the impact of the implemented storm project to citizens." In the early hour of January, Sicily, Italy autonomous region found itself in the market of a formidable storm, with a wind reaching speed of over 100 km per hour, and the relentless heavy rain and storm left a trail of destruction in its wake. Residents of Sicily wake to a scene of chaos, uprooted trees, flooded streets, and damaged infrastructure. The storm intensity was such that it impeded daily life, closed schools, disrupted transport, and leaving thousands without power. The emergency service working tirelessly to restore order, prioritizing the safety to those affected areas. The island's capital, Palermo, bore the both of the storm. Historic buildings suffered to their architectural beauty severed damage, while the city narrow cables turned into fast-flowing rivers. Inland town and coastal village alike posed similar devastation, but the local authorities declared a state of emergency in several regions. Agriculture, a cornerstone of Sicily's economy, was not spared. Farmers severed their land and heavy heroes of the storm-ravaged groups and appended years of the hard work. The Italian government, in collaboration with the local agencies, is deployed to rescue and mobilize aid to assist those facing the deep consequences to this natural disaster. The national unity is solidarity pledging support to help the affected communities recovery and rebuilding the aftermath of this devastating flooding in the Hampstead. Italy finds itself grappling with the devastation aftermath of dual national disaster as torrential flood and forest hailstorm wreaked havoc across several regions. Picturesque landscape have transformed into a scene of chaos and destruction and homes submerged and farmlands plummeted by ice. It one can only describe the cruel twist and the fate. Communities from the northern Alps to the southern Mediterranean coastline have broken the burst of these catastrophic events. Rivers flowing by relentless downpour burst their banks in inundated towns and villages in their paths. Streets that once bursted with life now resemble turbulent rivers forced residents to flee high ground. Adding their misery, the relentless hailstorm stuck with the unfluid force, turning streets into ice river and blanket fields in the chilly light of ice. The economic impact of the natural disaster through the year to the fully Greenfield is expected to be significant, as the storm based the relentlessness of the Sicilian people shone through. Communities burned together, aid the cleanup efforts to provide support to those hardest hit. Social media was abuzed with the emergencies, with the messages of solidarity and offered assistance, showcasing the indomitable spirit of the island's inhabitants. Meteorologists have attributed the severity of the storm and combination of climate factors, emphasizing the increasing unpredictability in the weather patterns. These events will start reminding of the challenges faced by climate change, underlining the urgent need for sustainable environmental policies. The Italian government response to the crisis plunged full support to the recovery efforts. Prime Minister, in a statement, assured the allocation for reps and resources to aid affected areas. Moreover, he emphasized the importance to bolstering Italy's infrastructure will extend to such extreme weather events in the future. As Sicily embarks on its journey to recovery, the already has sparked national conversation on disaster preparedness and climate resilience. The storm weapon testing island fortitude also being catalyst for unity and reflection of the importance to collective action to the face of environmental challenges. Massive floods have wreaked havoc in historic district of Jordan in Paris, France, following heavy rainfall on past few days. In a picturesque neighborhood known as German canals and Quading Bridge have been transformed into waterlogged maze. The river Seine burst its banks, submerged streets, shops and homes as a torrential smooth water surged through the sea. Local residents were cut off guard by a sudden deluge, with the many forced and evacuate their property and flood waters rapidly rose. Emergency service and volunteers have been working tirelessly to rescue stranded individuals to provide shelters to those affected. The authorities have issued a red alert urging residents to remain vigilant and prioritize their safety. The flood had caused significant disruption in daily life in Jordan. Public transportation service have been severely affected, with the several bus routes suspended and metro stations closed due to water damage. Businesses in area, including restaurants and boat quays, have been forced to close their drops, temporarily adding to the economic strain caused by ongoing pandemic. The city government has mobilized a rescue to manage the crisis. They gender juxtaposed against the raw force of the elements. In the Bavaria, Germany, pictures where southwestern region rural communities face their own battle against the gust of onslaught. Farmers toiled tirelessly to serve livestock and safeguard crops, while vigilant rallied together to support one another in the face of adversity. Across the countryside, and landscape transformed into patchwork of resilience, while solidarity and determination were both against the storm. Transportation networks burst at the station under the strain of gust of fury, with the airports, railway, and the highway all experienced disruption. Flights are grounded, trains are delayed, and the roads become treacherous and followed in the bruised leather landscape. Yet, amidst the chaos, emergency service worked tirelessly to keep vital lifeline open to ensure the safety of those in need. As nightfall and the gust of fully banned anyway, Germany emergency battled the engulfed communities come together to assess the damage, clear debris, and begin the long process to rebuilding. From the bustling cities to north of tranquil villages on the southern spirit resilience burns the bright, reminded the worst of Germany's underwater resolve on the face of nature's. Homes and cars in an Irish village have been severely damaged after a possible tornado hit the area. Emergency services were called to the village of Leitrim on Sunday afternoon after strong winds felled trees, ripped the roofs off buildings and left debris strewn across the street. Meteorological with war said reports of tornadoes in the area were probably true or definitely involved thunderstorm with a very strong wind. She said the forecast relied on reports and video on social media to state sure whether it was tornado. Down sky over the UK. UK weather. Rain to intensify due to 4-yellow warning from the Met Office. She added, in a thunderstorm, cold wind spread in direction can change and this races on the cold which causes rotation. And in the funnel shaped cloud in an able stretch all the way to the ground, it causes a tornado. It could have been a strange gust of wind probably over the one other, but people say they saw rotation. They're not very predictable, they only last a couple minutes. A witness to the possible tornado said his dream was spotting the debris as they drove through the storm. Orange wind warning had an effect on Eclair, Galway, and Mayo counties. Indication were a strong coastal wind combined with a high wave and tides. Storm Fergus, the second named storm of the weekend, has also brought yellow wind warning to counties Kerry, Lemery, and Tipperary. The storm surge will lead to high seas, and along with the storm, there was potential for the coastal flooding along the parts of the west coast, particularly on a high tide. The UK Met Office has also issued several yellow weather warnings for parts of Scotland and northern England, but no warning have been issued for Northern Ireland. Bureau of Meteorology Chief Meteorologist Andy Page said Storm Fergus will summarize a turbulent weather weekend for UK. Germany finds itself in the grip of South Gustav, the tempest's unprecedented magnitude that swept across the nation, leaving destruction in the chaos in the wake. From the northern coastal regions to the picturesque landscape of the South Gustav relentless to the test of resolve and resilience of the German people. In the Hamburg, Europe's second largest port city, in the storm unleashed in the water of resilience force. High winds whipped through the streets, caused havoc and disruption when torrential rain transformed swamps into rivers. The city's flood descended put at the test and authority worked tirelessly to protect vulnerability areas from the inundation. As Gustav swept inland, Berlin bears in the brunt the fury of iconic landmarks such as the Brandenburg Gate to Berlin Wall, standing the silent witness of nature's awesome power. Streets are deserted as the residents seek shelter from the storm, while emergency service come ready to respond to calls to assistance. In the rural Bavaria, communities rally together in the face of adversity, offering support and solidarity to those in need, and the farmers work tirelessly to secure livestock to protect crops and some stock, while villagers come together to clear debris to ensure the safety of their homes. Transportation networks greet and halt of Gustav Fury disrupted rail and road travel across the country. Flights are grounded, trained, and deployed to have become impossible to follow. Trees and debris block vital roads. Yet amidst the chaos, emergency working tirelessly to keep essential service running to ensure the safety of the public. As the Gustav finally begins to reset, Germany emergency battery to unburden limited determination to rebuild and recover. Communities come together to assess the damage, offering support to assistance to those in need. The spirit of resilience burst bright across the nation, reminding the world of Germany's strength and determination in the face of adversity. Continue to coverage the storm intensity, wind, attention, turns, and the aftermath of the extent of the damage left in the wake. Across the Europe, images uploaded to tourist damaged buildings and flooded streets painting a vivid picture of storm's impact. Emergency services are working tirelessly to assess the damage and provide assistance to those in need. In Ireland, where coastal communities and the boats of the storm surge, residents' emergencies were wreckage left behind. Finnish boats flying in battery to in one shoot, where coastal defense tested on their limit. The resilience of these communities is evident. Can come together to begin to outdoor tasks of cleaning up and rebuilding. In the United Kingdom, while transportation network ground and a half during the heat of the storm, efforts underway to restore service and reopen Cable. Volunteers are cleaning from the rail tracks, airport resume operation, and highway are gradually reopening to traffic. The resilience of the British people shine through as they adapt to the challenges posed by the storm and work toward normality. In France, where flooding wreaked havoc in low-lying area, residents are grappling with the aftermath of the inundated homes and submerged streets. The cleanup efforts are underway as emergency service deployed the prompts and dry floodwaters and residents pitched in village below. Despite the disruption, spirit of solidarity provides the communities come together to support one another in the wake of disaster. In Munich, the storm caused chaos on the street and motorists struggled to navigate throughout the hail-covered roads. Emergency services were called to several incidents, including a car incident on the AA motorway. Local authorities have urged residents to avoid unnecessary travel and to stay indoors where possible. As the fire in Helmstone has battered parts of Germany, caused widespread damage and destruction. The storm was stuck on Saturday afternoon, dumping the large Helmstone, the city including Munich and Stuttgart. Living cars dented, the windows smashed. Some areas reported Helmstone as large as a tennis ball. The storm also caused damage to buildings, with the reports of roof being ripped off and windows shattering. In the town of Schwetzberg, whole firefighters were called to rescue men who had become trapped in their car and found the bridge. Meteorologists have warned that more storm could be one of the way. There is a high travel lighting in some parts of the country. The German Weather Service has issued warning for several regions, including Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, and advised people to take precautions. Strong winds caused wildfires in Spain and falling water level revealed dangers to issuing the new. Germany's weather service warning of heavy rain in the south of the country. After severe storm killed at least 20 people elsewhere in Europe. Local authorities have reported widespread damage, particularly in the areas of Upper Bavaria and Lower Bavaria. Many homes have in their roofs and windows smashed, leaving residents to deal with the aftermath. Some farmers have also reported severe damage in their rulers, with a critically significant part of local economy. The hailstones has caused significant disruption to the region, and many residents are still struggling to come in terms with the damage caused. The true cost and disaster is yet to fully assess. They included in the affected stores with the failed and sometimes and recover from the chaos brought by nature indiscriminate fury. Yet this cause of the strong severe shock reminding of the fragility of human experience in the face of modern nature away some power. Germany stands firm against the relentless onslaught storm Gustav, and the nation grapples with the most ferocious weather events in the recent memory. From the bust cities to serene countryside, Gustav walked north to Bonn, testing the resilience and preparedness of the German people. In the Hamburg, the iconic port city, residents brace themselves to towering waves crash against the sea walls through its own beach defense. The city etiquette network conclude barriers and put in the test, while emergency responses work tirelessly to ensure the safety of coastal communities. As the storm's epicenter shift eastward, Berlin in the nation capital finds itself engulfed in the metropolis of wind and rain. Streets once bustling activity now lie deserted, and residents need warning to seek shelters indoors. Iconic landmarks from the Brandenburg Gate to the Reichstag bear witness nature of some power. Foreign challenges. The Italian Civil Protection Department has been monitoring the situation closely and urged residents to remain vigilant. Sicily is no stranger to extreme weather conditions, but its storm has been particularly severe. Sicily, Italy was hit by a falling storm that caused widespread damage and destruction to the island. The storm, which lasted for several hours, brought heavy rain and strong winds, uprooted trees and damaged buildings. Many roads and highways were closed due to flooding and landslides, causing significant traffic disruption. Several flights to and from the island were also cancelled or delayed, leaving many travelers stranded. Local authority issued several warning urged residents to stay indoors and avoid travel unless absolutely necessary. Several school and public offices were closed due to this storm. The storm also caused power outage in some areas, leaving thousands of homes without electricity. Emergency services were working around the clock to restore power and clear debris to affected areas. The ammonia sun and hailstone pounded over rooftops and cars and chilled through the affected areas, leaving a trail of shattered windows and dented vehicles in its wake. Local authorities have been working tirelessly to provide aid to support those affected by the scare and the disaster and scheduled rescue team. Emergency shelters have been set up to offer refuge to displaced families, while search and rescue teams navigate treacherous conditions to locate those with miles stranded or trapped. Italy's historic agriculture and cultural hierarchy have also fallen victims in a dual onslaught. The impact of the city infrastructure have been severe, with the reports collapsed bridges and damaged roads hindering rescue efforts. The metro network, a lifeline for many communities, came to gripping half of the tunnels become submerged, great compounding the chaos. In a shocking turn of events, Barcelona, Spain, finds itself grappling with a catastrophic flood, leaving the city and its residents in the state of turmoil. Torrential rain, unprecedented in their intensity, unleashed havoc in the region, overwhelming grazing system and triggering widespread inundation. As streets transforming in the region, rivers, emergency service will be mobilized to aid those affected by the calamity. Brave force responding, launching rescue missions wading through the waist deep water to reach stranded individuals and families trapped in their homes. Helicopters swayed above, plucking people to rooftops, and floodwaters continue to rise. As the day progressed, images in submerged cars uprooted, trees and debris strewn streets circulated on social media, painted a grim picture of widespread destruction. Residents clad in the rain-soaked clothing and the were seen banding together to other assistance, displayed admirable resilience in the face of adversity. The floodwaters have also taken to toll Barcelona, circulate culture heritage and icon landmarks, including a former Sagrada Familia and historic buildings are witnessing water separated structure damage. In the heat of Europe, Hamburg, Germany's second-largest city and facing an unprecedented environmental crisis. The city, known for its rich history and vibrant culture, has recently been in the forefront of the catastrophic flood, highlighting the severe impact of the climate change. In the early hour of the morning, the residents of Hamburg woke up to a city submerged underwater. The Elbe River, which has been a lifeline of the city of centuries, transformed into a source of devastation as it burst their banks. This sudden flood has not only disrupted the daily life of the citizen, but also raised serious questions about the city preparedness for such natural disaster. Emergency services have been working tirelessly to rescue those trapped in their homes and provide relief to affected areas. Temporary shelters have been set up across the city to accommodate those displaced by the floods. However, the task is monumental, but the city resources are scattered thin. The impact of economy is clearly devastating. Hamburg, a major port city, has seen maritime activities for height affected by not only the local economy, but also having ripple effects across Europe. The street in Hamburg to start reminding of the real times of climate change. Experts are warning that such extreme weather events are likely to become more frequent and intense due to global warming. This disaster has put a spotlight on the need for cities to adapt and build resilience against such climate-related challenges. In the shocking turn of events, the picturesque town of Trocchissimo in the province of Udine, Italy, was recently based in the relentless onslaught of natural fury. A torrential flood accompanied by a violent hailstorm wreaking havoc on tranquil streets, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Residents of Trocchissimo found themselves grappling with the double whammy as floodwater surged through the cobbled alleys, inundated homes and businesses alike. The relentless rain driven by gears force winds transforming in town once peaceful and dense in one of chaos of despair. As emergency sirens roaring through the water-loaded streets, local authorities will mobilize rescue operations ensure the safety of residents stranded by deluge. The community rallied together, offering assistance to those affected by extended a helping hand of the vulnerable. Images captured the surreal scene of hailstorm, some a slice of a golf ball plumping the town rooftops and vehicles, leaving a trail of destruction or silence of a scene from disaster movie. The aftermath related shattered windows, dented vehicles, and battered vegetation. A powerful storm swept across Bavaria, Germany, caused widespread destruction and chaos. The storm, characterized by intense wind and heavy rainfall, left a trail of destruction throughout the region. The storm approached meteorologists, warning of the potential impact, urged residents to take necessary precautions. The Bavarian government activated emergency service, preparing the worst-case scenario. Schools were closed and public transport was significantly disrupted as a safety issue. The storm's arrival was met against winds that approached trees, buildings, and disturbed power lines. In the several towns, roofs were torn off houses, and streets were littered and debris. The fierce winds, reaching speeds of over 100 km/h, pested severe throughout the resident safety. Heavy rainfall accompanied the winds, leaving a flash floods in low-lying areas. Rivers and streams overflowed, inundated streets and homes. Emergency services working tirelessly to rescue people trapped in their homes to provide temporary shelters for those displaced by the flooding. The agriculture sector suffered significant losers, with many farms reported damaged crops and infrastructure. The storm also impacted wildfire, with the reports on inhabitants behind destroying animals being displaced. Throughout the ordeal, and the resilience of Bavarian people was evident. Communities came together to support each other, and volunteers helping to clean up efforts and provided aid to those in need. The government pledged financial assistance to those affected by the promise to review its disaster management plans to better prepare for future storms. As Bavaria begins to recover, the storm serves as a reminder of increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events likely linked to climate change. Experts call for more robust measures to mitigate the impact of such events and for greater investment in sustainable practices to protect the environment. Discipline of Forest and Hailstorm. Germany 5 weeks and those nature fury as storm Gustav swoops relentlessly across the country, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. With the wind's howling speeds reached up to 100 km/h and the rainfall intensified, authorities have issued widespread warning urging citizens to take mandated precautions. The northern region of Germany, both of Gustav, initial Oslo, and the coastal areas, experienced fire winds and pounding waves. Hamburg, a city accustomed by maritime weather, faced inundation from the storm surge, prompting authorities to close food barriers and deployed emergency response team to blossom deafness. As Gustav burst eastward, it impacted across the major urban centers such as Berlin and Munich. The iconic landmarks of the capital city tremble under to onslaught and relentless gusts, where cities become rivers as rain pours down, adapted. In the Munich, Bavaria, bustling metropolis residents handle indoor as tourists sway previously outside the breeze litter in the streets. Transportation networks greased on the heart of the storm fury disrupted air, rail, and road travel. Airports scrambling the dirty flights and ground planes altogether, while railway operations struggled to maintain service amidst the fallen trees and debris on the tracks. Highway resembled obstacle caused driver navigate treacherous conditions, with authority urged extreme cautions to advise against unnecessary travel. In the rural areas, farmers raced against time to secure livestock. and safeguard crops on the onslaught and the wind and the rain. The agriculture hinterland of Germany faced dual threat to crop damage and potential flooding, and in the worst nation all of the relating from the impact of the storm. Emergency service working tirelessly to respond incident, reducing standing motorist cooler and debris from the roads, and ensure the safety of the vulnerability communities. Shelters are opening by providing refuge and those displaced by the storm, offering the work and respite from the relentless onslaught of nature war. Amidst the chaos, resilience of German people shine through. Neighbors band together to help one another weather the storm. With the memories of the past calamities fresh in their minds, communities until the solidarity, demonstrating the strength and spirit that defines Germany resolve in the face of adversity. As Gustav Fury begins to wear in the skies gradually clear, Germany emerged better than and both ready to rebuild. Europe finds itself in the grip of tempestuous battle with the nature of what the powerful storm swept across the continent, leaving a trail of chaos and disruption in the way. From the white-swept coast in the Ireland of the snow-blanket streets of Scandinavia, millions are grappling with the ferocious of elements. In Ireland, where coastal communities are accustomed by the burst of Atlantic gales, the storm surge has battered shorelines and swept waves crashing against the seawalls. Authorities have issued warning urged residents to remain indoors in case of winds route speed exceeded 100 km per hour. Through a turn to approach the tourism and damage infrastructure. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, transport network have ground the health of the storm and lashed the fury. Flights have been cancelled, trains delayed, and roads rendered treacherous by fallen debris. Emergency services are working tirelessly to clear roads and restore service, but the sheer force of the storm presents a formidable challenge. Across the English Channel, mainland Europe, it not spread from the tempest rage. In France, torrential rain has triggered flooding in low-lying areas, pressing residents to evacuate their homes. The iconic Eiffel Tower stands stoically amidst the tumult, a symbol of resilience of the face of adversity. In the German where the winter chill still liner, heavy snowfall exact by the chaos disrupting both the urban and rural life. Schools are closed, businesses shattered, and public transportation paralyzed as the country grappled with the dual onslaught of the storm wind. For the east in Scandinavia, the stormy Arctic grip, tornado of blizzard continuation swept across the landslide. Norway, Sweden, and Finland are blacking in the snow with the visibility reduced in near-zone some areas. Despite their reputation of resilience in the harsh winter, the weather station of Eiffel Tower recorded a wide speed of up to 110 km/h. Meteorological Service reported that the level of the sand rose by 55 cm during the heavy rain. Meteo France has warning of increasing winds and heavy rainfall in the southwest, as well as a signal of the massive central sphere and crossing the country from the southwest to the northeast. Torrential wind have lashed Paris following the recent heat wave in France that flooded into a station in the French capital. Transportation network have been alert, with a sudden flight cancellation and delayed reported to Charles and Co. Airport. Republic transportation services have also been particularly affected, as the bus and the train schedules have been modified and ensure passenger safety amidst the tumultuous weather conditions. Another residents of French capital filmed motorists driving through the deep water, ironically saying the Paris is beautiful because you can ever go water skiing here. Paris, France, in a stunning tournament event, the city of London fired its souls under the grip of imminent storms set to unleash the fury open of the capital. The meteorological department has issued a severe weather alert, cautioning residents to visitors alike prepare to tumultuous conditions. With the darkness sky, transportation network are likely to be severely impacted, with a disruption expected across any travel. Airlines have already begun preemptive cancellation and delays, with the train service operation are reduced schedules in anticipation of adverse weather conditions. Drivers are being urged to exercise extreme cautions, particularly on the highway and bridges where crosswind is especially dangerous. Emergency services are on standby by response to incidents that may arise as a result of the storm, with the extra personnel deployed to high-risk areas to ensure with coordinated response. Local authorities have set up emergency shelters to those displaced by the storm, are working closely to community organizations to provide support to vulnerable population. The German government has urged citizens to need the advice of authorities and stay informed throughout the official channels updates to involve station. With the memories still fresh, the past storm have worked heavy across the country, including devastation Xavier in 2017. Germans are talking in the spirit to Gustav Series and embracing themselves for the what could long A severe hailstorm hit the region of Veneto, Italy, caused extensive damage and caught residents by surprise. The hailstorm, as big as a golf ball, pounded the area relentlessly over the hour, resulting in shattered windows, ruined groups, and dented vehicles. In the aftermath of the tempest, the authorities are evacuating the extent of the devastation, offering assistance in the affected communities. Emergency service promptly responded to the crisis, but the damage was so widespread that local authorities struggled to keep up. Residents faced difficulty in reaching safety. For farmers suffered significant losses, with the vineyard and orange devastation by the storm. Despite the challenges of the people of Veneto demonstrated their resilience of coming together to support one another. Germany is in high alert as a powerful storm system swept across the nation, bringing with the violence wind, torrential rain, and fluid widespread destruction. The German Meteorological Service has issued severe weather warning for the vast stretch of the countries, urged residents to take precautions and remain vigilant. The storm, dubbed Gustav by meteorologists, is expected to make landfall in the northern Germany before rapidly moving eastward and engulfing major cities such as Hamburg, Berlin, and Munich in the path. With a gust of 100 km per hour are forecasted posing significant risk to property and public safety. Authorities have cautioned against unnecessary travel and advised residents to secure loose objects outdoors, such as furniture and signage, to prevent them from becoming hazardous, projecting strong winds. Additionally, residents in low-lying areas are being urged prepare to possible flooding in a heavy rainfall could lead to overflowing rivers and localized inundation. The Bavarian state government has declared a state of emergency in the affected areas, and emergency services have been working to clear roads and assess the damage. Many roads have been blocked by debris, making it difficult for emergency service to reach those in need. In Bavaria, Germany, a violent hailstorm has caused extensive damage to homes, cars, and crops. The storm struck on Tuesday afternoon and lasted several hours, unleashing large hailstones that pelted the region. Basements were flooded, trees were damaged on public roads, and police reported several traffic incidents involving hydroplaning. Firefighters reported that rainwater was flowing from fields and knee down in the streets, houses, and basements. Germany authorities have issued new weather warning after the storm hit Central and Southern Europe.